Hello there, I thought I would make a quick little walkthrough of how I did this mood board just to kind of help you out. I'm going to show a couple tools that I didn't show in the previous demos. So if you want, grab out stuff to take notes. It's going to be pretty quick, but I have this mood board that I made, one for just an example for class, but two, I'm working on some poster designs. I need to kind of figure out some colors. I think just from the initial glance, you can kind of see what it's about. It's about a fall. So here in this mood board, I've brought in some photos. Many of them I've taken when I've been out on walks. But how I ended up doing that in Illustrator, to bring in a photo, it's pretty easy. You can go to File, Place, and then you go and get your photo. I'm just going to grab another one off the computer. But what's going to happen is we're going to bring it in. It's probably going to be quite big. So remember, if you hold down Shift and click on one of those corners of an image of an object, you can go and scale it to size. If you don't hold Shift, it's going to get all scrunched up on you. So hold down Shift. There's some other options. Some of the photos I had taken was with my cell phone, so they were kind of weird proportions. So we also have on the right-hand side a crop function. So if we go to the right-hand side, you're going to see there's some quick actions, and one of them is to crop an image. And it's pretty easy to go and crop it down to what you need, and then go back to that quick action and hit apply. So I brought in some photos, I kind of scaled them, I cropped them down, and then after that, I started to figure out my color. So I went and I grabbed my eyedropper. The hotkey is I, and I went and started to grab some of the colors in here. So I had this kind of mock-up for a drawing. So I went and grabbed that color, and I started to make a color palette over here. And all I did was I just created some rectangles using the shape tool. So I used some of the colors in here, but I also used another tool that might be helpful. We talked before about swatches and how there's colors in there, or the color picker, so we can select colors. But we probably haven't talked about some of these other features. So right above swatches, there's a color guide. So you go click on that, and I have that orange selected from before, and it's going to give some choices of tints and shades. So I can go pick some lighter and darker colors. It's going to go put it into kind of a base kind of color harmony. So there's this little flyout menu that pops up. In the top right corner of that flyout menu, there's some people call a hamburger. It's like 3 or 4 lines, and you can go switch it from showing tints and shades to showing warms and cools, or vivid to muted. I'm going to go back to tints and shades for a second. And then other things you can do in this color guide is there's a little drop down. There's like a V. If you click that V, it's going to give us different color harmonies to kind of start with. So what I did is I started with some of these basic color harmonies. I added and subtracted colors, kind of worked with some of the colors that I had there in the photographs that I took. Now, you might be bringing stuff in from the internet, images that you like, illustrations. I assume there's going to be a bunch of stuff from anime, but we can use this color guide and the color picker to kind of build a harmony, get more sophisticated with it. And then that can be our starting point for our illustration. So hopefully that was helpful. We talked about kind of placing images, cropping, and then the main thing was using that color guide. So make a nicely designed and organized board, something that you'd want to show to a client, because sometimes you have to do that. And I'll be talking about your board soon.